I do. I have a trans child, so I support you.
Really?
I do.
Is that trans child also autistic?
Yes.
That is, listen, I get annoyed when people label themselves on Twitter, but I mean, how do you not go autistic trans child? Like, how do you not, like, that's a nice
They
resume.
don't label themselves.
Ah, darn.
They don't.
What was the transition from and to?
Male to female.
Fully?
Male to female.
Fully.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, because this isn't a thing and in New York State you have to live as the opposite gender first for 2 years so that and see a therapist to make sure that you are doing what is best for you emotionally as well as physically in the long run.
Now, what does that mean? Live as the opposite gender for two. Like, why can't you just go be like, oh, I've been like this for 5 years, and then snip, snip? Like, what do they have? What are the qualifications that they have to meet for these 2 years?
So, there have been times when transgender people have transitioned fully and then regretted it later on, or had issues with their new body parts, and I'm paraphrasing here because there's like this whole thing about it. However, you have to have a psychiatrist sign off on it just to make sure you're okay. In the long run, they just want you to be okay. They don't want anyone killing themselves after the operation, after the transition. And I think it's fair. Live that way. Make sure you see your doctor. Get all your checkups. Make sure you're mentally okay with it, because a lot of them become very depressed. And I know a trans person who tried to kill themselves. So it's a very serious thing.
So when they're going through this process for 2 years, they have to do like checkups with doctors and people that are signing off, like all the red tape and everything to approve all this.
If they're basically going to have the surgery, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. You know what I think all people that are going through that transition, what they should do?
What do you think?
I think all of them, especially if they haven't yet.
There's no X in that word.
I think all trans people, what they should do is they should all get a tattoo. Doesn't matter what or where, what.
Why would they need a tattoo?
Because
branding them. You want to brand them?
Wow! Oh boy! Okay, hold on. This is not a Holocaust thing. Holy shit! All right, everyone, everyone, back the fuck up. Holy shit! That went really south. That was like Hurricane Harbor right there, just going down the slide. I think they should all get a tattoo, and then if they get a tattoo, right? And then see, after like time goes by, are they still okay with the tattoo? Like, get a tattoo that they really want in an area that they really want. Like, I want a butterfly on my left ankle. And then see, a couple months go by, maybe a year and a half goes by, and they're like, I think this tattoo is kind of stupid. Right there and then. That should be like your point where you're like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do. Like, do you kind of get it now? For the love of God, it's not a fucking barker.
No, I think it's ridiculous. Ridiculous because a trans person is uncomfortable in their body, in the gender that they were assigned. So if they transition to the gender that they really are, it's for the most part going to make them feel much more comfortable as themselves. If it happens too fast and they don't have the help that they need, that's when they become suicidal. Sometimes they're not accepted by their peers, by their family. There are lots of people in the LGBTQ community who do not accept this, who do not think that this is a good idea. So, see your doctor. Everybody should be seeing a fucking doctor. Go get your regular checkups.
I kind of get what you're saying, because at that point, if someone didn't have a tattoo and you go, all right, get a tattoo, it's like they might not want one to begin with. Where like the transition thing, they want at some point, obviously, they wanted that to begin with. I get it to that. But how about this? Gray area. Say someone wants a transition, but they also want a tattoo. I say get the tattoo first. It's kind of like it's like people who they go, hey, do you think a kid is good for this relationship? Get a dog. Get a dog, get a cat, get a fucking goldfish, and see how you guys do with that. If it ain't going well, then you probably shouldn't have a kid yet. Huh? Is that a good silver lining to this?
How many people actually do that?
how many people should.